Mr. Mohan Ram from DigitalOcean. He is the partnerships manager. And we'll start with the first question. Mr. Ram, what do you really do? And if you would like to, define your work to a child, how would you define it?
Yeah. Hi everyone. Hi Uttam. Thanks for having me. So I take care of partnerships at a company called DigitalOcean. DigitalOcean is a cloud infrastructure company. We provide cloud hosting solutions to startups and mid-sized businesses around the world. So to your other question, in terms of what I do and how do I explain it to a non-technical person, right? A lot of times when I talk about cloud, people's ears perks up, right? So people are like, what is cloud? And there are a lot of funny videos on YouTube kind of trying to explain how cloud is this magical thing with data, all of that, right? So basically, to explain it in very simple terms, cloud is a metaphor that is used in a way for servers that are not seen by you, right? Where you don't have to care about where that infrastructure is, where those machines are, but it's basically like someone's computer sitting somewhere around the world, and you are able to access those resources, compute, all of that over the internet. So basically another big machine potentially, right? That you are using over the internet and paying for whatever usage that you're doing. So that's cloud. Yeah.
So basically, which means we are talking about a storage device somewhere in the world, wherein we are storing our data and through the internet.
Absolutely.
That's okay. Fantastic. So is cloud hosting for all, be it a small business or an enterprise having maybe $100,000 of business?
Yeah. So I think yes, and I want to kind of qualify that response with a little more salt, right? So what happens is, I think just given the way things are moving, technology-wise, I think cloud is a great option for everybody. And depending on their requirements, they can choose what kind of cloud they want, right? And cloud comes in multiple flavors. You can try to choose whether you want public cloud, you want private cloud, or you want the best of both worlds, which is hybrid cloud. Okay. So public cloud is more readily available. Data, like we spoke, data is on the internet. You kind of access it over the internet. Some of the enterprises are a little hesitant to kind of put their data out on the cloud because security, especially if they are banks, financial data, all of that. So they can go for private cloud, which is much more secure through a firewall, right? And some companies, they have so much data, they can choose, this is more critical data and I want to have a private cloud for this. This is like test and dev environments, not absolutely critical data, so they could choose to have it on the public cloud. So private versus public cloud, so they can choose. And I think the obvious benefits of cloud clearly outweigh not having used or adopted cloud, right? So I think cloud is for everyone, but people have to be a little cognizant of what model they're adopting, how are they securing data, all of that. So once they've gone through that architecture and thinking process, I think cloud is for everyone.
Okay, fantastic. So it was an amazing answer, covering all the areas about cloud. So what do you think, what should be the steps for a layman who is into business in a small, he has a small enterprise. So what should be the top 5 steps you would recommend them when they are going for cloud?
Yeah, absolutely.
Switching from a traditional system to a cloud.
Yeah, I think some amount of education to start with, right? What is cloud?
Sure.
Just kind of for you to get a little more comfortable. Then, like I said, the different models of cloud. What model should I go for? Should I just go for simple public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, all of that? There are also other offerings like how much of the management of the cloud do you want to take, right? Let's say you're a small business, right? You probably don't have big IT teams managing the infrastructure. You probably have hired one tech person and he has to manage the entire infrastructure, right? So again, cloud can be managed at different levels. One is called infrastructure as a service, which is IaaS, which is where companies like DigitalOcean come at. It's almost like nuts and bolts, right? The hardware, software, the servers, all of that. Then there is another layer called platform as a service, which is your the underlying hardware is abstracted and you are getting an environment where you can build applications.
Okay.
The next level is called SaaS, which is just applications.
Services.
They are services, right? Like Gmail and all.
Right.
So the next thing is like CRM, where some amount of management is required. When it comes to infrastructure as a service, someone has to kind of really manage the infrastructure.
Okay.
Provisioning server, compute capacity, storage, all of that. They need to take care of a lot of other things. So if you were a small business, just trying to understand once you've educated yourself on how much control you want, whether you want it at the infrastructure level or you just want provisioned infrastructure that you want to start building on, right? So once you've had that amount of education, also just looking at your current infrastructure and saying which data can I put on the cloud, just identifying in terms of architecture which best fits for adopting on the cloud. So just identifying that. And also getting started with a trial, right? Today, cloud providers provide free versions for a lot of companies. So just getting started, adopting, getting more comfortable, I think that's the next thing. And also, if you are a business in a specific sector, you might also be bound by certain regulations.
Right.
Let's say you are a fintech, a bank, or let's say you are into healthcare, right? Then some amount of your data is bound by certain regulations. So you need to be cognizant of whether that data can go on the cloud. And especially for banks, there are regulations which want banks to have that data within the country of origin, right? So if it's India, then that data has to reside in India. So just identifying all of this and then going out and looking at all the various options. Providers, you have so many.
Yeah.
Which provider is the best fit for you? Then trying to understand they match all your requirements from security, compliance, all of that, and then making that decision and getting started in a small way. And then kind of as you get more comfortable, your team gets more comfortable, just getting.
And the bigger you get, you can expand it.
Absolutely.
That flexibility is there.
That flexibility. That is the benefit of the cloud.
And how about the pricing? Because if an SME is switching from the traditional platform to the cloud-based platforms, how do you think the integration part? One of which is the integration part, and the second one is the pricing part. So these are the two concerns, and the third one is of course the security part.
Sure.
So how do you address these three concerns for an SME? Starting with the pricing, of course.
So pricing, I think today cloud providers are almost fighting the pricing wars, right? So everyone's trying to say bring down the cost because that is the value of cloud. So you are not going and buying physical hardware, physical servers, all of that. You don't have to do upfront cost. So for example, when I talk about DigitalOcean, our base plan starts at $5 a month, which is
cheap.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap, right? So, and every year we kind of try to see how can we add more resources to the same pricing plans. So price keeps getting cheaper, or just more, you get more value for the same price that you. So, and the great benefit of cloud is that you pay as you use. You pay only for what you use. The resources, you're not just paying up every month. You don't have to pay a certain amount. Depending on this month, my load has increased, my traffic has increased, so I'm just going to scale up. Next month is pretty lean, so I can bring down my resources. So that's pricing, right? So, and today I think a lot of cloud providers are providing very affordable, and that's why a lot of startups are able. Startups today don't even think. The moment they launch their business, they're on the cloud, right? They're all cloud-first companies.
And they are actually more aware of the technology, right? And I believe they are the early adopters in India.
Definitely, and that's why I run with the DigitalOcean what is our startup program called Hatch, where we provide startups with infrastructure support for 1 year, along free of cost.
Fantastic,
right? And we provide technology consulting, mentoring, all of that, because startups are much more open to kind of exploring, getting on the cloud, and sometimes they just scale. If the idea is great, it clicks with the market, there's a product market fit, they can just scale, and that's the benefit of the cloud.
Fantastic. Okay, so towards the end, we have the final question. Which of the sectors do you think has been benefited immensely from the cloud technology?
I think top of mind, businesses like e-commerce businesses, any SaaS business for that matter, right? They have immense value, and that's probably the adoption is that much more easier, right? They're not necessarily bound by any regulations or that. So I think e-commerce and SaaS businesses, that's our majority of our customers. They are very easy to look at cloud, explore cloud, and get started. I think that's the sector that's there.
So basically, which means you're talking about platforms wherein you get a lot of transactions, huge amount of data, right? Okay.
Absolutely, and that's where now the cloud add-on technologies like AI, ML, blockchain, all of that can easily sit on top of that and just kind of make transactions a lot more easy.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, so that was a session with Mr. Mohan Ram, Partnership Manager, Digital Ocean. Thank you so much, Mohan, for joining us in Digital Success Summit and Digital Success Series.
Thanks a lot. My pleasure.